देश की तरक्की के लिए जो कुछ भी चाहिए वो हम भारत में ही बनाएं, ये आज के समय की मांग है। भारत आज तेज गति से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की दुनिया में आगे बढ़ रहा है। देश की जरूरत के सामान का निर्माण हो या फिर दुनिया के अलग अलग देशों में हमारे देश के बनी हुई चीजों का एक्सपोर्ट, ये सारा लगातार बढ़ रहा है। आज हम स्मार्टफोन से लेकर गाड़ियां, खिलौने, सेना के अस्त्र शस्त्र, दवाएं, ऐसा बहुत सारा सामान दुनिया के देशों में निर्यात कर रहे हैं।
There is now an increasing push towards domestic manufacturing of weapons and weapon systems. In the financial year 2024-25, India's defence exports were valued at rupees 23,622 crore, a 12% growth from the previous financial year. The private sector contributed to rupees 15,233 crores in defence exports in 2024-25, while the number for the defence public sector undertakings stood at 8,389 crore. As far as the DPSUs are concerned, this figure represented a 42.85% increase from the previous year.
I believe that defence manufacturing is the new sunrise sector that will witness a major growth in the near future. Today, our defence industry is already manufacturing wide variety of military hardware such as tanks, armoured vehicles, guns, fighter aircraft, helicopters, warships, submarines, missiles, radars, EW systems and much more to meet the requirements of the defence forces, as well as for exports.
As far as the synergy between the public and private sector in defence ecosystem is concerned, it is a must, because some of the public sector companies have been working in this field for many decades, and private industries are relatively new into this ecosystem. So there is a need for them to have talk to each other, learn from each other, utilize each other's facilities, which are facilitated by the government policies. So I see great hope that the defence ecosystem in the country certainly has evolved, especially in the last 10-12 years, and it is going to go further in the coming years, in which the private sector will play an increasingly greater role, as I see, which includes not only the evolved entities like solar, but also some of the startups, some of the MSMEs, and a whole lot of activities are happening in the defence ecosystem. So I see a very bright future for our country towards Atmanirbharta in the defence ecosystem.
In 2024-25, arms, ammunition, systems, subsystems, parts and components manufactured in India were exported to around 80 countries. 1,724 export authorization requests were issued in the year 2024-25 compared to the previous year. The number of exporters is also said to have grown by more than 17% in the same period. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke from the ramparts of the Red Fort on the occasion of Independence Day in 2024, he outlined his vision for defence manufacturing in this country.
डिफेंस बजट कितना ही कौन हो, लेकिन कभी कोई सोचता नहीं था कि डिफेंस बजट बढ़ा तो जाता कहां है। डिफेंस बजट विदेशों से खरीदी में चला जाता था। अब हम चाहते हैं हम आत्मनिर्भर बने, और मैं हमारी डिफेंस फोर्सेस का हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूं। उन्होंने हजारों ऐसी चीजें लिस्ट कर दी है। उन्होंने तय किया है कि हम विदेश से नहीं लाएंगे। राष्ट्र के लिए जीना क्या कहते हैं, ये हमारे सेना के जवानों ने दिखाया है, और उसके कारण डिफेंस के सेक्टर में हम आत्मनिर्भर होते चले जा रहे हैं। आज डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में भारत की पहचान बनी है, और मैं आज खुशी से कह सकता हूं कि जो देश कभी डिफेंस की हर छोटी मोटी चीज बाहर से लाता था, आज धीरे धीरे दुनिया के कई देशों में हम जो डिफेंस के इक्विपमेंट मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं वो हम एक्सपोर्ट करने लगे हैं। दुनिया में डिफेंस हब, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब के रूप में हम धीरे धीरे उभर रहे हैं।
There have been policy measures initiated towards boosting defense production in India. These include, according to the MOD, a simplification of the industrial licensing procedure, cutting down the red tape and freeing parts and components from the licensing regime, the easing of procedures for the grant of export authorization, among other measures.
भारत जितनी तेजी के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है, मैं पूरे विश्वास के साथ कहता हूं कि भारत को अब दुनिया की कोई ताकत विश्व की एक बड़ी शक्ति बनने से रोक नहीं सकती है। जहां तक रक्षा क्षेत्र का प्रश्न है, मेरे मित्रों, मैं कहना चाहता हूं, रक्षा क्षेत्र की हमारी हालत यह थी डिफेंस की कि पहले प्राय हर चीजें दुनिया के दूसरे देशों में बनती थी, विदेशियों के द्वारा बनती थी, उन्हीं की पूंजी लगती थी, और हम लोग जब जरूरत पड़ती थी तो दुनिया के दूसरे देशों से जाकर, चाहे कुछ भी हो, हवाई जहाज हो, हथियार हो, प्लेटफॉर्म्स हो, जो भी हो, सब कुछ हम दुनिया के दूसरे देशों से खरीदते थे। लेकिन आज मैं आपको जानकारी देने के लिए आया हूं, बहनों भाइयों, अब हम इनमें से बहुत सारी चीजें न केवल भारत की धरती पर बना रहे हैं, न केवल भारतवासियों के हाथों से बना रहे हैं, न केवल हम अपनी आवश्यकताओं को पूरा कर रहे हैं, बल्कि हम दुनिया के दूसरे देशों को भी हम एक्सपोर्ट करने का काम कर रहे हैं, उनके पास भी हम भेज रहे हैं। बहनों भाइयों, आपको जानकर खुशी होगी, अब हम 24,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा का डिफेंस आइटम अब एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं।
Atmanirbhar Bharat, when it was announced in 2020 during the pandemic, was also, in a way, a reform measure, where the country's foreign exchange should be spent for imports which are so required for your manufacturing as raw material or as intermediary. We will still continue to import. There are no duties levied on them. But actually, therefore, those goods which are being imported, which are consumer final products, which we don't need to import, or which are being manufactured in India, maybe you want a better quality, you may get it, but nothing justifies at a time when you want to import raw materials and intermediary goods so that your jobs are saved, manufacturing happens, manufacturing not just for India, but also for export needs to happen. We wanted to be sure that your Atmanirbhar Bharat is more towards encouraging manufacturing in India, services in India, and therefore not levied on goods which are required for these activities.
India's Suraksha Kavach, or the indigenous defense production industry, boasts the development of various military arsenal that include the Akash missile system, light combat aircraft which is Tejas, advanced light helicopter, light utility helicopter, Dhanush artillery gun system, advanced towed artillery gun system, the Arjun main battle tank, INS Vikrant, which is our indigenous aircraft carrier, among other assets.
भारत का डिफेंस प्रोडक्शन 1.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा हो चुका है। हम 100 से ज्यादा देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। मुझे विश्वास है आपके सहयोग से आज भारत तेजी से अपने डिफेंस सेक्टर का कायाकल्प करके दिखाएगा।
What's also important is the establishment and growth of a robust homegrown ecosystem for the manufacture of defense equipment. According to the Ministry of Defense, 65% of defense equipment is manufactured domestically. The manufacturing ecosystem includes 16 defense public sector undertakings, around 16,000 MSMEs and 430 licensed companies. India's objective is to target defense production worth rupees 3 lakh crore by 2029.
Please no more.
In response to the Pahalgam massacre by Pakistan-backed terrorists, India responded with Operation Sindu. Our missiles destroyed 9 Pakistan terror bases. And even though India contacted its counterparts in Pakistan and conveyed that this was the initial objective of Operation Sindu, Pakistan chose to escalate the matter. On the intervening night of the 7th and 8th of May, Pakistan fired drones and missiles at multiple military targets in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, but failed in its efforts. And that was because India's integrated unmanned aerial systems and air defense systems were doing a stellar job.
22nd April, you are aware what happened in Pahalgam, and it actually shocked the nation. 23rd is the time when next day itself, we all sat down. And this is the first time which RM has also said, I think enough is enough. And all the 3 chiefs were very clear, something has to be done. And the free hand was given, of course, that you decide what is to be done. And that is the kind of a confidence with the political directions and political clarity for the first time we saw. And that's what made a difference, because we want to do a lot. But that kind of hand-holding and kind of free, no terms of restrictions, if I can say that. And that is what kind of raises up your morale. And that is how it helped our army commanders or commander-in-chiefs on ground to kind of act as per their wisdom.
We have at least 5 fighters confirmed kills and 1 large aircraft, which could be either an Elint aircraft or an AWNC aircraft, which was taken on at a distance of about 300 kilometers. This is the actually largest ever recorded surface-to-air kill that we can talk about.
One of these systems was Akash, which is a short-range surface-to-air missile system. Its specific purpose is to protect areas from air attacks. Another feature of our success during Operation Sindu was the use of loitering munitions or kamikaze drones, and these proved highly effective in India's strikes, especially on the Noor Khan and Rahim Yar Khan air bases deep inside Pakistan.
The Pakistan Army has reported to have lost approximately 35 to 40 personnel in artillery and small arms firing on the line of control between the 7th and the 10th of May.
Have we achieved our objective of decimating that terrorist camp? And the answer is a thumping yes. And the results are for the whole world to see. All I can say is that we have achieved our objectives that we selected, and all our pilots are back home.
Our forces remained forward deployed in the Northern Arabian Sea in a dissuasive and deterrent posture with full readiness and capacity to strike select targets at sea and on land, including Karachi at time of our choosing. The forward deployment of the Indian Navy compelled Pakistani naval and air units to be in a defensive posture.
India is emerging as a global drone hub with as many as 550 drone companies operating here, along with 5,500 drone pilots. The Indian domestic drone market could hit $11 billion by 2030. The indigenously manufactured drones that India currently possesses are the Tapaz BH-201, or Tactical Advanced Platform for Aerial Surveillance, which is a surveillance and reconnaissance drone. Another drone in this category is the DRDO-developed Rustam. As far as armed or combat drones are concerned, the DRDO is developing the Ghatak drone. These will carry the capability of launching missiles or dropping bombs. And so far as loitering munitions go, the Nagastra, which is developed by Solar Industries and Z Motion, are part of our arsenal.
You can see there are big changes which are going on. There is a Make in India initiative which is aimed at promoting greater manufacturing capacities, and we are determined to make India a major global manufacturing hub. There will be greater production based in India, and not just for our own growth, but also because we believe that in times of global instability, that the world economy requires a more resilient and reliable set of supply chains.
And can a conversation about Atmanirbharta in defence end without a mention of BrahMos? Pakistani air bases felt the might of the supersonic cruise missile, and it played a key role in the large-scale destruction of Pakistani air assets during Operation Sindu. BrahMos is not entirely indigenous, however, as it is jointly developed by the DRDO as well as Russia's NPO, Machino-Stronia. It can be launched from multiple platforms, whether it's from a ship, land, air or a submarine.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में दुनिया ने भारत के स्वदेशी हथियारों और मेक इन इंडिया की ताकत भी देखी है। हमारे भारतीय हथियारों ने, ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल ने दुश्मन के घर में घुसकर तबाही मचाई। जहां टारगेट तय किया, वहां धमाके किए। ये ताकत हमें आत्मनिर्भर भारत के संकल्प से मिली है।
ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल की ताकत को तो पाकिस्तान ने खुद स्वीकार कर लिया है। हमारे देश में एक कहावत काफी पुरानी है और वह है दिन में तारे दिखना। मगर भारत में बनी ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल ने पाकिस्तान को रात के अंधेरे में दिन का उजाला दिखा दिया है।
ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल क्या होती है, अभी आपने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के अंदर इस मिसाइल के पराक्रम की एक झलक देखी होगी, और नहीं देखी होगी तो कम से कम पाकिस्तान वालों से पूछ लेना चाहिए कि ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल की ताकत क्या है।
And let's also not forget the role of the Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO. On the 11th of May, the ISRO chairman V. Narayanan made a statement stating that at least 10 satellites have been deployed for a strategic purpose for ensuring
satellites are continuously working 24/7 working for the strategic purpose to ensure safety and security of the citizens of this country. We have to monitor the entire 7,500 kilometer seashore area. We have to monitor, and the entire northern part we have to monitor continuously. Without satellite technology, without drone technology, we cannot achieve that.
There is still much ground to cover as far as Atmanirbharta in defence is concerned, but India is making significant leaps year by year. Operation Sindur was one exhibition of India's indigenous capabilities, and our forces did us proud. The Suraksha Kavach is unshaken.